Finding the person you're looking for is not an easy feat. On the other hand, there are times when it seems like there are much too many frogs and not nearly enough princes in the dating pool. For this reason, marriage counselor duo Harville Hendricks PhD and Helen Lackley Hunt PhD, authors of the 30th anniversary edition of Getting the Love You Want, and marriage and family therapist Amy McMahon, MS, LMFTA, have given men some tips on what women look for in Mr. Right. I am sure you are interested to know this. So in this video, we are going to share with you 6 masculine qualities that turn women on. Number 1. The science of chemistry. When you have to reject someone down in the future because the chemistry simply isn't there, you shouldn't beat yourself up over it. According to McMahon, in the beginning, women are attracted to males due to their attractiveness. We wonder to ourselves whether or not we will be able to discuss with this individual. Do I get a boost of energy by talking to this individual? These are characteristics that contribute to the formation of a foundation, a deeper connection, and a relationship with this particular individual, McMahon explains. When someone seems distant and unapproachable, it's challenging to establish a connection with them. A guy who is vulnerable has a countercultural desire to move away from the power position, says Hunt. This is a position in which males are socialized to feel comfortable. For the relationship to take place, a guy has to be ready to show vulnerability, and he must also be prepared to offer his heart for it to take place. And as a heads up to the women, this also applies to you. Number 2. Stability. This is a significant one because it contains 3 components. Hendricks explains that stability refers to being emotionally stable, which implies not flipping out at the first provocation, fiscally stable, and also relationally stable. If you're not familiar with the third part, Hendricks will explain that it means you can count on him to be predictable and reliable, and that he's the kind of person you could rely on if you owned a home together or had a child with him. If you're not familiar with the third part, you can read it here. The reason you've had feelings of inferiority or being hushed in a relationship may be that your spouse hasn't treated you as an equal. The cultural disparity between equality that has been around for thousands of years, where women were unequal to men in every way, socially, economically, politically, and sexually, that's changing, says Hendricks. The cultural discrepancy between equality that has been around for thousands of years. Today's women want to be treated as equals to men, and they don't want to have to compete with males for positions of authority. Number 3. Being present in your emotions. This refers to a person who does not glance away from the person who is speaking, whether it be to check their phone or to engage in any other distracting activity. Nevertheless, this is a two-way street. A woman needs to make an effort to be emotionally present whenever her significant other is speaking, and she ought to anticipate that he will do the same thing for her in return. However, according to Hendricks, being present requires one to also be receptive. This means that when one person texts or phones the other person's partner, the other person should react as quickly as possible, or at least let the first person know if it will be some time before they can respond. You need to have the impression that your spouse is interested in you. We encourage couples to suspend their judgment and instead engage in curious conversation. Be interested in a person's behavior and activities rather than passing judgment on them based on those things. Do you ever wonder why people dress the way they do or why they behave the way they do? Hunt asks. On the other hand, she cautions that you should avoid discussing with someone who questions or interrogates you. Number 4. Safety and security. According to Hendricks, there is no room for negotiation in this matter. The ideal partner for a woman is someone who makes them feel protected at all times. They want to convey the message, when I'm with you, I feel secure. I don't need to defend myself. I am certain that everything is going to work out for the best if I am in your presence. Hendricks adds, in this day and age, despite the widespread presence of law enforcement, it is still possible for a woman to be seized against her will, raped, or even murdered. The risk that women face does not merely come from the possibility that males may want to damage or murder them. Rather, the risk comes from the struggle to survive in the face of the challenges posed by nature. I do not believe that women should assume the position of the guardian of males unless, of course, a certain woman decides to do so for her reasons. In that case, however, I believe that women should not do so. It is common for the guy in a heterosexual partnership to take on a more masculine role. while the woman tends to take on a more feminine one. A woman who does desire to be protected by her guy is often likely to be a more feminine lady at heart. A guy who is confident in his masculinity may show interest in any topic he chooses, even if that means he works as a hairdresser or designs clothes for a living. Number 5. Acceptance. Women should be searching for a guy who isn't analyzing them and continuously trying to upgrade them or enhance them. Hendricks adds, "If your man is trying to alter you, then he isn't the one for you." When our daughter is in a situation where she feels as if she is being evaluated by a boy, we advise her, export him to the door or leave yourself. According to Hendricks, when someone criticizes or condemns you, they are essentially stating that you are not acceptable in your current state and that you must change before they would accept you. It is okay to desire to exert some level of influence, but not total control on your spouse. According to Meek Mahan, research conducted by John M. Gottman, who investigated the factors that contribute to the happiness of married couples, reveals that men's relationships are more likely to be successful when they are open to being affected by their spouses. According to the findings of the study, the vast majority of women already do this, but this is not the case for males, says Meek Mahan. When a guy demonstrates awareness of his spouse's feelings and wants and reacts to them, he is showing that he is open to being affected by his partner. Number 6. Assertiveness. You do not want to be with someone who does not express what it is that he wants. According to Hunt, this is one of the most significant factors that contributes to the health of a relationship, and so many guys are unable to do that. They don't believe they have the right to ask for anything, so they don't bring up the fact that they'd appreciate it if the woman they're dating gave them a back rub or a foot rub every once in a while. According to Hunt, healthy couples communicate with one another about their wants and the things that would make them feel the most loved and cared for by their partner. The middle ground between passivity and violence is a trait known as assertiveness. Many of us tend to have an approach that is out of balance, either allowing others to walk all over us or trying to exert our authority in a way that seems forceful or demanding. Being assertive means that you are open to being honest, having open communication, and keeping a level head. If you are accustomed to either acting in a submissive manner or behaving aggressively, it may take some time for you to find the middle ground and practice being assertive. Being assertive is taking on responsibilities without showing fear and acting in a way that is true to who you are. In addition to this, it requires being able to advocate for what you want and being honest with other people about your thoughts and emotions. You'll be astounded by how much more effective you can be when you're not afraid to share your ideas and thoughts with others. Enhanced strategizing, as well as improved innovation and outcomes, are all direct results of an environment that is accepting and open. If you want to see significant changes in your personal life as well as your professional life, you should make a concerted effort to think and act more assertively. So, do you have all these qualities in you? Comment down your thoughts. The coolest comment will get a reply from us. But before that, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to never miss another update from us. We'll see you at the next one. Until then, peace.